Okay, this is where we start. I moved the Mitsubishi. What was supposed to be a 10-minute job ended up being like 40-minute job by the time I got the battery out, but that's how things go. So just quickly going over this bike. We started off with a very rough XR100, 1996 something, 98. Me and Faison got this last year, and we basically went through the whole thing. It's got new tire, new bearings, new cable, new shock boots. Plastic's the same, but it's got new handlebars, kill switch. It's got new grips, new levers, new throttle cable, new throttle housing, all of that. It's got the new air filter in there. It's got a very nice tire, new chain, new sprocket. We painted the frame kind of quickly, but it's not bad. New steering stem bearings, and it's got new wheel bearings in the front and back. Okay, so we started off with this engine right here. This thing, it needed a top end, which is fine, I could do that, but these cases, as you can see, it splits right there. These cases are bad, and the crankshaft is bad. This crank right here, these threads are stripped because the guys before me, the idiots, they put any old nut on this and stripped it. So I'd have to change this whole crankshaft, these cases. It was basically, this motor was junk. So then I got this motor, and I put a new top end on that. This, unfortunately, is a point system. It's not a CDI system. So the wiring harness for that bike doesn't work with this. This is a 1988 motor. So I looked and looked and looked on eBay to find the right wiring configuration for this. I can't find anything. So I have to remove, this is the top end. I got to remove this and put it on this thing. So I got this off Facebook pretty cheap. So this has, we have two projects to do. The bottom end, we have to, see, this is bent. So we're going to take this shift shaft, or this shift shaft right here. We're going to take this out of the motor and put it in here, which requires disassembly here, which is the bottom end. And then we're going to take this top end and put it on here, and then install this whole thing in here. This is a CDI ignition. This is a point system. This is a point ignition and CDI ignition. This bike is set up for this CDI ignition. Just something I didn't know. So today's goal is top end, bottom end, and then back in the motor, back in the bicycle, motorcycle. So that's where we're going to start. Okay, this is basically the setup. Nice clean area. A comfortable spot here. I got both motors set up properly, and I got most of the tools right near me. And what we're going to do now is stage 3 of this project, which is we're going to do the top end. So this is the old motor, that's the new one. We're going to take this brand new top end and we're going to put it on there, and then we will take this shift shaft, put it on there, so you can see how that's bent. That's it. That's the setup. That's how you approach big jobs in stages. And there's the bike. Motor's out of it. Mitsubishi's out. Okay, we'll get started. Okay, so there's the top end. That's the old motor. You know that's the old motor because this is all black and this is silver. So we're gonna take this. This is a brand new piston that I had put in here. That's going in here. So that's that. This right here is a brand new 125cc cylinder, and that's what we're also going to use. This is the head unit. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this one or if I'm going to use this one, but let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and do the swap now and get the top end done. Oh, and the time, let's see what time. I think it's about just about 10 in the morning now, so I've got about an hour and a half or so into this, but I'm going slow. You know, you want to make sure there's a lot of little parts and pieces. You want to make sure everything goes in there just right. So we're going to go ahead and disassemble this now. Okay, so I got, this is the motor that we're going to use the bottom end, but you see the problem with this motor? You see this? This is the problem with the motor, which we're going to fix, because this piece right here, it goes in here. You know? So like this piece sits just like that. This motor never had this piece, so this chain was rubbing right up against that. You see that? This is the head gasket. It ruined the gasket. But that's okay, because we got a new one in that package. People build these things and they don't even know what they're doing. Okay, look at this. So we got both the engines lined up. See how nice and organized everything is? So what we're going to do now is that's the old cylinder. That's the new cylinder. Now, you can see This old piston was a new piston, but this is a much bigger piston. That's a bigger cylinder. It's going to be a bigger engine. This is a 100cc engine. That's going to be a 125cc engine. But this was a brand new piston. Somebody rebuilt this and they forgot to put this piece in here. Consequently, what happened was, look what happened to that. Look at that. It ruined the gasket. It ruined the gasket. And the engine probably never ran right. And they were probably wondering why it wasn't running right. They forgot to put a piece in it. So we're going to use this guy. This is CDI ignition. That's a points ignition. CDI ignition with this new cylinder, new piston. And then these are the heads. We're going to inspect them. Whichever is the better one we'll use. That's the camshaft. Again, we'll inspect it and see whichever one's better we'll use, and put the top end back together. Okay, there's the new top end on that. Look how nice that piston is. Brand new. Now I'm just, that's the old one. So this motor is going to be going into his bike. It's got the 125cc piston in it. And everything looks good. Now these are all identical. So this is the head that it came with. It's a little dirty, but it looks good. I think I'm gonna use this head right here. We'll clean this one up, and yeah, I like this head much better. That's the better head, and I like this better. These cam journals, I'll probably go with the original cam that came with okay, so we're gonna go ahead and finish the top end on this. Okay, here it is. That's the good motor. Now that is gonna go in there. The shift shaft, I started looking at it as I was working on the engine, and it actually looks okay. So I might have lucked out there. I might not have to do nothing. This is the big deal right here. CDI ignition. I can get spark out of this one, hopefully. Motor's built. Timed it. I set the valve adjustments, and that should be good to go. So let's get it back into the motor. I was gonna go for a bike ride, but it's looking like it might like rain. So I'm gonna just continue and hopefully get this thing running. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick update on everything. Like I said, I was gonna go for a bike ride, but it looks like it's gonna rain. So we got the finished motor in. Look at that, looks nice. CDI ignition. The wiring should work. Just got a few things to do. Then should be able to start it. I'm gonna take the wiring harness home, and I'm gonna do all the soldering and stuff there, and then we'll bring it back and get the spark on this thing. It should work good. It should start up. We took that old setup, had this old junky carb on it. But I must have at some point ordered a new one, because they're cheap now. They're like 20 bucks. We got a brand new carb on this too. Brand new carb. Exhaust is hooked up. Kickstart I gotta do. We got the clutch hooked up again. The gas is hooked up. We got the shift is hooked up. I just gotta do a few things. But it's Zohar time now. It's actually, let's see what time it is. I started at 8:30. It's 2:54. It took a while, but I took my time, because I just want to do this once, and hopefully he can use this for 20 years. This bike should run good. So it's an awesome bike. It's basically brand new now. So new motor's in. This is the old motor. You know this is the old motor because it's got the black cover on it. That's a 1998, and this has got to be, or this motor right here is a 1988. This one's got to be a 98, but it's brand new. Took the cylinder off of it. Took the cylinder off of that one. Yep, see ya. And we put it on this one. So what do I have left? So I got to put the kicker on it. I got to hook up the chain. I have to take that CDI home, solder it, and bring it back. I have to. Garage is a mess. I got tools. Okay, so I'm back. It's almost 4 o'clock. I went, let's see here. Yeah, so it's 3:44. So, this rain has kind of screwed things up a little bit. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time here anymore because the car is sitting outside, and I really don't want the Mitsubishi sitting there in the rain getting wet. But I do want to do a few things. I'm going to try to work fast now. We're going to do an oil change on this. You have to do an oil change when you put in a new motor like this. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to button things up a little bit. Maybe get the chain back on. Where do I have the chain? Chain sitting right here. So we're going to get the chain back on. We will do an oil change on it. And then I'm going to remove the wiring before I leave. Okay, we're set. The gears shift really nice on this. See, the chain is on, nice and tight. I added a new one of these. That's a chain tensioner, so the chain stays nice and tight. It doesn't loosen up. It seems to roll very nice, this bike. And we are done. We're to the wiring, and that's it. And the wiring is fairly easy on this. I'm gonna clean my tools up. I'm gonna get the Mitsubishi back inside, and then on my way out I will take the wiring with me so I can solder it and fix it up in the room. And then another day we'll come and just hook it up, and we should get our spark, and it should start right after that. So I would say now 90% of the work is done. I'm going to go ahead and remove the CDI, and I'll take the wiring home. I wish it wasn't raining. And the car's sitting out there. I got to go home. And then the battery's at the house being charged, the car battery. So that means I'd have to come back out in the rain and put that in there, which I might have to do it. So CDI, it's What do we want? This guy right here. Look at this. Look at this wiring mess. This is all cut up, and so I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. It goes right to the coil. Actually, this again. Okay, there's Faison. Are you ready to get your bike started?
Yeah.
You look pretty happy. Okay, so let me go over this. Can you hold this right here? Okay, so this is the wiring with the CDI ignition. I fixed it right there. I fixed it right here. Mind you, rest of this was all mangled too. I had to get everything straightened out. I fixed it right here. These were spots that were really bad. So we're going to hook this thing up and hopefully get a spark, and then we'll do the first start on it.
No, that's true.
Look at that. You see it sparking?
But where?
Put the camera right there. You can see it.
Yes, it's sparking.
You see it sparking?
Yes.
Hold it right there.
It's sparking.
Put the camera right there. We got spark. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yep. Sparking good.
Yes.
Now we're gonna
Finally.
start it.
We get to start it. Okay, now just the tank, then we're done.
Yep. So now what we're gonna do?
This is just where's the it's behind the mini bike. There it is, right here. There's the tank.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Is there flash on recording? But no.
Yeah, but what I want to do, why don't you do this, bud? Come over here and sit right on this.
Okay. And you hold it.
Let's see how Faison looks on his bike.
There's no seat on.
Bike looks great. Faison, not so much. I'm just kidding.
Can't wait until I test the clutch out.
Alright, so why don't we do this? I'm going to stop this right here.
So guys, we're going to start the engine right now. And we just hooked up the plug thing and we just got the tank on. So guys, we're going to start it. We're going to try to start it. And we've, for some reason it's not. There it is! There it is! There it is! We actually got it!
No. You can sit on it. Do not hit that gear thing. Otherwise you're going to wreck it. We have to warm the motor up. You can't rev it too high.
Wow.
High five. Good.
We actually did it.
Yeah.
Now just the seat and the exhaust.
Okay. There it is. Faison on his bike. It's almost done. It just needs a rear fender. We've got that ordered. That'll be coming. look good on it. Bike looks better than you do. Alright. No, not yet. Hang on. You're recording. It's fine.